Good morning, good night, good afternoon, you beautiful patriots. Welcome to the Cat Cast, episode 10. And we got some cool things coming. Real cool things coming. We got the lions, tigers, and cheetahs dens. And we have the pumas getting ready to launch. So anyway, you can follow me. Please like, subscribe, share here anywhere you can. And I do want to get into a couple videos. No big deal. Dave Rubin and Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum. I'm gonna play those two videos. I'm gonna jump in and out of them and make sure. My biggest thing is no matter what I do, I want you to make sure you watch them again and get some info. So I want to get over there. Let's see if we can find Mr. Rubin, and here he is. So we're going to play him. Now, as I said, I'm going to drop him. I'm going to make sure that we're, learning here together. Let's see what he has to say. And if there's any commercials, I'll try to blank them out for you. But here we go with the phone call.
Okay, so this was a serious event. And as I said, I did not want to just jump in and cover it without having a little bit more info. We have a little bit more info now. But there was an assassination attempt on the life of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Fox did play some of the audio from the 911 call.
Now, again, let me just preface that the commander-in-chief, if you were to do this, that's huge, right? But the vice president, commander-in-chief are one thing. But it's this close when you're going after a Supreme Court justice, and it was Kavanaugh. And this young man had some issues. He had his gun, he had mental issues, had his gun, thought he would be a hero. He was going to go into the house and do whatever damage he was going to do, and it's on the recording, and he even was going to take his own life. And this poor fella needs help. I do not recommend, taking guns away. What I recommend is getting deep into these people's minds and figuring out how to help them and give them love. But check this out.
All right, breaking right now, we have just received the 911 call from the man charged with attempted murder against Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. The call is from Wednesday morning when 26-year-old Nicholas Roski spills the details of his plan to a dispatcher.
And you said you came from California. Do you know someone down here?
Brett Kavanaugh.
You said red, like the color?
Brett.
Right.
The Supreme Court Justice.
Okay. And you came alone?
Correct.
He's pretty calm and cool, though, isn't he?
And what were you coming at there? Just to hurt yourself and him, or what was going on?
That was a loaded question.
Okay.
So
there you have it, laid out pretty cleanly. The kid, in essence, who was going to do this, saying exactly what he was going to do on tape. Now
this isn't, a big story. I mean, it's probably a 30-second, 3-minute blurb, maybe not even once an hour or once every 5 hours. But CNN, MSNBC, they're pushing this one away. They don't want this to happen. They don't want this in the news.
You may not have heard about this. I'm guessing, actually, if you watch mainstream media.
He's saying it for me
here watching this. But if you know someone that watches mainstream media, they may not have heard about this thing because mainstream media is basically ignoring it.
I know.
And my favorite slow motion conservative, that's what I'm going to call him from now on. Slow motion conservative, Bill Maher, he actually did cover it this past Friday.
Bill Maher's
coming
coming back.
Bill Maher does quite well is basically 2 years after everything that conservatives have been saying. He usually says it when it's safe to do so, and then everyone applauds him as the last sane liberal. Okay, you know my feelings on that.
I can agree with that.
But he actually took the New York Times to task for not covering it.
I love
that.
The
point is, I think your point, and the point I would agree with is, the New York Times buried this.
Yeah, it was like a tiny thing below the fold.
If this had been a liberal Supreme Court justice that someone came to kill, it would have been on the front page. And that's.
Do you see that? And here's the thing. This is crazy. If you don't think Bill Maher's powerful, then listen to the audience, because he's sticking up for America. He wants to protect a Supreme Court justice. He wants to know America wants it, in your face that you can't do this. And it's buried. And here's Bill Maher that he crushes all the time Republicans and Donald Trump. But here, he's breaking the wokeness. Well, I don't know. I can't say he's really woke. For the last year, he's kind of been climbing the steps and shouting some good things as he's getting to the top. This is just Bill Maher speaking truth.
What's so disappointing about a paper like the New York Times? Because they just wear their bias on their sleeves. And if it's not part of something that feeds our narrative, fuck it. We bury it.
All right. So there you have it. I'm going to get to Officer Tatum. There you have it. These are the channels you have to see, because I swear you won't see. If anything, if CNN or MSNBC puts that on air, they're going to crush it, at least verbally. I don't know if Bill Maher can quite get canceled, but that was a dagger to the hearts of leftoids, liberals, Marxists, communists, whatever. That's a dagger, and he's calling out the New York paper. Come on, man. That's brilliant. So let's go back and let's check out Officer Tatum. And like I said, make sure you follow this man, because he's totally love, truth, Christ, all that. I don't push too much of religion. I know who created me, but this dude is on. Officer Tatum, hit something.
Anytime I go live, I make a video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on the video, share this video. Let's get into this. Man, why are they still talking about Jack Del Rio? This is the part that makes me upset.
This is a little long.
When you think about our country, and you think about freedom, and you think about all these things, I want to cuss, but I'm a Christian, so I'm going to avoid cussing.
Me too.
When you see wussified men like this guy and Chris Sims, when you see the wussification of men, this is how countries.
Beta. Look, I told you that they're coming, not just with the pitchforks and torches from mainstream media news. It's a huge umbrella, and these two characters just exactly prove that what they're saying is such a deflective lie. Check this out, and I'm sorry it's long. I'm going to get out of here for you, but check this out and watch this again. Spread this one to your friends.
Just get overthrown. This is how a great nation crumbles, because you got wussies, dudes that are soft.
I hate to agree.
They cannot take a stance. They're completely liberfied.
We need dads.
When I say liberfied, they're indoctrinated by liberal theology.
Indoctrinated.
And the good men, like Jack Del Rio, get thrown on the bus, and the wussification of men.
$100,000 fine.
Their mouth the most. But I will say something like this, or something about this. Jonathan Allen gave an approach. This is what a real man sounds like. Jonathan Allen. Jack Del Rio is what a real man sounds like. These little weenies are the reason why our country falls.
They are kind of weenies.
Put on a badge or put on a uniform and fight for nobody's freedom.
Yeah.
But I'm going to play what Jack Del Rio said. Then I'm going to play what these cowards said. And then I'm going to talk about what Jonathan Allen said, because I feel like
there's nothing wrong with Jack Del Rio, what he said. But watch.
He plays for Jack Del Rio. He's on
watch
the field.
This $100,000 fine.
It exemplifies how people should treat this whole situation.
Oh, it crushes me.
Jack Del Rio got fined $100,000. And when I was talking to Nick that cuts all my videos, and he's a sports guru, he walked me through all of the fines that players get on the field that don't even come close to $100,000 worth of fines.
Right.
Biting players, helmet to helmet, hitting a ref, getting ejected. You can get all of those in one game. And still
a few words from Jack Del Rio, and he's punched down.
Jack Del Rio just gave an opinion about something. An opinion. They could have said, "Hey man, I disagree with your opinion, but it's your opinion."
Right.
But now they got to bring the wussies on TV to talk about it. Let me pull this up so we can watch it. Listen to it.
It's not a lie if you believe it, and that's what it's become. And it all started with the commander-in-chief, who, frankly, made a way of life of telling lie after lie.
How's that appropriate to be on TV? That's an opinion. And if you said that about Joe Biden, what are they gonna say? All right, let's play.
After lie and acting like he believed it.
Wait till the two of them get in. Here.
What a shock that all the people that follow him
Look at this
believe
wussy.
that behavior is acceptable.
I bet his wife. I bet his wife wear the pants in the house. I bet his wife wear the pants. He walk around with his head down every day, just like a coward. I could imagine. I don't live at his house, but I could imagine.
Right?
Look at the energy between
his wife
ladies.
wears the
just
pants.
The soy is coming out of his pores, and I can see it coming through my TV.
Roll it.
Lie through your teeth. Act like you believe it, and maybe you eventually will believe it.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, he's the least American guy I've ever seen. That's the funniest thing. And then everybody gets behind America. And then
Yeah, we do.
The conservative movement of a 50-year Northeast elitist liberal, they now think is the god of the conservative movement, which is not conservative. I don't know.
Listen to him.
It's off, and
Let's
Fox
do-
is crazy for that.
They're
too.
just-
They're wrong, 100%, and it drives me crazy. It really does.
It does drive
So
me
he can have an
crazy.
opinion. Jack Del Rio
Anything
can't
that
have
I
an opinion.
ever say or write, I'd be
Listen to
comfortable
him.
saying or writing in front of everybody that I work with, players and coaches. So I express myself as an American. We have that ability.
Patriot.
I love this country.
Patriot.
And, you know, I believe what I believe, and I've said what I want to say. And
Patriot.
every now and then there's some people that get offended by it. It's a slow news cycle, so I guess
Some people?
Mike Florio picked something up yesterday and talked about it. It's not the first time Mike and I have disagreed about it.
Because Mike is probably a liberal. Let me see what.
It's behind America. And then, yes, behind the conservative movement. Yeah, but there's a huge difference, all right?
Listen.
And I don't understand it. And to me, what the biggest thing is, you know, with Jack Del Rio there, you're coaching a football team. What are you bringing up politics for? What are you
Dude,
doing?
what are you bringing up
You're
politics
bringing
for?
politics into everything, as usual. And he's committing what I would say is career suicide.
Career suicide. Are you kidding me? He's flapping his jaw of what they're telling him in his ear of what's going to happen to him. Career suicide. That's what the weak do to you. That's not for me. That's what the weak do to you, man. You gotta understand that. So feel me on this. You know, Officer Tatum's the man, right? Let him finish this, and I'm gonna get out of here. I got a shout out coming up. All right.
Believe.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, he's the least American guy. Overthrow of the country. Another one. People had a right to be angry about what was going on. Again,
This is the cowardice of liberal men. People had a right to be angry. There's a difference between being angry and burning down people's businesses. There's a difference.
Boom. All right, so I'm going to stop it there. Thank you, Officer Tatum. Awesome, brilliant. I love it. Oh, my goodness. He's saying it exactly the way I want to say it. There was like 30 deaths. 30. Come on, man. When they were burning down stuff, destroying stuff, stealing stuff, 30 deaths. And that was all okay. But you show up, I'm telling you, you show up with a shield and maybe a flag, an American flag, and you got cops waving you in, going head in. You got 4 cops holding, bike racks, and you got, 150 people pushing on it back and forth, and the poor officer gets knocked out. The female officer, God, that crushes me. It's hard to watch, but nobody called anybody in. While for 4 days they were going, hey, 45 says we need 20,000, troops in there, and all you have to do, we're recommending with our intel, all you have to do, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, you just say, go ahead, bring them in. We'll make sure that the Capitol's protected. How about right after they put up the wall? They put up all that huge non-climbable fence or whatever you call that. I don't know if you remember that. Or the White House looked like the defense. All they needed was a moat for the castle, right? So anyway, listen, Patriots, help me out, man. Share me, give me love. I'll throw the love back at you. And of course, I got some love for you right here. I got Bud, man, the real stud muffin. He's my man, and we work together. He's in some of the rooms. And he's an amazing patriot. And I want to show you something. Look down here. See if I can find. Look, oh, yeah, James Woods. Look at this. James Woods, 44 minutes ago. This is probably about 2 hours ago. The reason they hate 45 is because the hogs from both parties swill at the same trough. They're all. I said this for years. Both sides were scared Trump comes in because they all shake hands. They all swill at the same trough. One man alone tried to beat the swamp. He had a few people that helped him, but even if he had 4 other people, he was against hundreds. They mounted a jihad against him, heretofore unseen in politics. They capped it off with the most crooked election in history. And what are they doing with January 6th? They are promoting a documentary to never have Trump run again. He's going to be erased. Now, I don't think it's going to work. But what I will tell you is this man here, my boy Buds, man. Budsy, I love you, brother. Please, please follow him. Hit his follow button. I've been following him, and I got much love for you, brother. So you guys, feel free to look at the links down below and make sure you follow me too. I would really appreciate that too. And on that note, kiss, love, hug a veteran. Follow Gretchen at Coda Vets. And always a big love and thank you to Leah and Dave for helping me out. The big secret is the Pumas are coming. God bless.